Stuart, in terms of big games, where does this rank in your managerial career?
Yeah, it's obviously up there. It's the next one, which is the biggest one. It's a game, you know, we want to progress through to, and hopefully have more of them big games to come. But yeah, it'll be up there, and I think what will probably make it probably more special on Sunday is that we're heading for a sellout. So, you know, the atmosphere against Hearts was incredible. As a manager, probably the best I've experienced, and I'm sure Sunday will be no different.
Can that work for you and against you sometimes?
It can do, depending on obviously the result of how the game's going. But I certainly know from speaking to players what it did for them for the Hearts game. It lifted everybody, you know, and obviously we went down 10 men in at half time. When the lads come out, they got a big lift from the crowd, backed them all the way. So yeah, I think it's not many of our lads will be used to, you know, playing in front of a full house neither. So you know, I think the thing to the supporters is, you know, come along and cheer the lads on, hopefully to a victory.
In terms of this tie, in terms of the playoffs in general, I spoke to James Fowler before the first game, and he said that Queen of the South would like to be in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers need to be there. Do you buy that?
Well, we'd like to be as well. You know, Rangers should be there. You know, the club and the size and the stature and the history the club's got. You know, one of the top clubs in Europe. It has been over the years, and hopefully will be in years to come. But listen, I think while we've still got an opportunity of being in that top level, that's what we're aiming for. Whether it would be an absolute disaster if we didn't get there, then that's for other people to decide. But we don't even think in the negative at the moment. We've got to think of trying to, get our aim, which was right at the beginning of the season, was to get promoted, and that's what we're aiming to do. But we don't think too deeply into it. If we weren't to do it, that's for another day if that situation arises.
Statistically, you've got a lead, but psychologically, how much of an advantage do you think you have?
Well, I think, I've noticed, obviously, coming from their camp, and I understand it, that the first goal is the most important. For me, the winning goal is the most important. What we're confident of, and, since we've been in here and the way we've been playing and the opportunities we create, we're on a good run. People seem to think we've been up and down, fair enough. I think we've lost one in 13, 14, whatever it may be. But we've put some really good, strong performances in there. We've been averaging two goals a game. So I always believe in this group of players that we've got, that we can go out, especially big, wide open spaces at Ibrox, and play good attacking football and create opportunities. As we've said before, we need to, defend well when called upon and cut out the errors. I thought we defended really well down at Palmerston there, and obviously disappointed with the goal we conceded because of in the manner it was conceded. But I don't think you can point your finger at any bad defending. But also we created numerous chances. And look back even at Kenny Miller's when he goes through. It looks to be onside when he goes and scores. So we're pleased with the amount of possession, the amount of chances we're creating. There's never any guarantee you'll take them chances, but regardless who gets the first goal on Sunday, we'll be confident of scoring goals.
The fact that onus is on them, does that make it maybe easier for you in terms of going on the counter?
No, not really. Listen, we'll treat it as we've treated all the home games. We go out there to win. All right, we drew against Falkirk in the last outing there, lost 2 disappointing goals, but again created 6, 7 excellent chances. The goalkeeper was outstanding for them, hit the post, cleared off the line. We look back to the Hearts game and the other games. I think we beat Wraith 4, Cowdenbeath 4. So at home, as I say, to reiterate, we're with the players we've got in the squad and where we play, we're always comfortable or happy that we think we can create.
Meanwhile, whilst you're preparing for this game this week, there's been speculation about whether it's yourself or who's going to be taking this team on. Reports yesterday that Carl Robinson has turned down Rangers. Does that affect you at all? Does that at all knock you out your stride?
Not at all, no. I'm fully aware of what's going on. It'd be interesting to see where them reports came from. Can you shed light on where the reports came from?
Well, I think you probably maybe know better than I do.
Well, it's funny. Carl's done a terrific job, outstanding job. But 2 years ago, when I got offered the Sheffield United job, apparently the reports saying that Carl were linked with it. So, I'm more than happy what's going on behind the scenes. Kept fully up to speed. so it wouldn't affect me in the slightest. Who's rumoured with it, who's supposed to have knocked it back. My full focus is on getting promotion.
Would it bother you if the club were speaking to other people?
Not at all, no. I think that was the when I first came into the job, I know what was asked of me, or being asked of me. It gave me an opportunity of being in, but the gig was always, and I'm more than aware that, you know, and rightly so, I think, that the club will be speaking to other people, even just for the experience of it, and also to see what other people, which route they would think. Because bearing in mind, you know, our board at the moment are new to it as well. So I would imagine they'll be taking a lot of advice. I mean, Mr. Dick Advocat were up the other day, he came to see me in my office as well. I don't know if he was measuring out the carpets or the curtains, but it was nice to see him up. I had a good chat with him as well. So, but no, not in the slightest. As I say, it don't affect me one bit because I'm fully focused on Sunday's game.
Do you think no matter what happens, you'll still have to apply for the job?
Yes, I would imagine. I'll have to go wherever it may be for a formal interview. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And that's, you know, I'm fully comfortable with that and expect that. So it's not, I'm being, you know, reports coming out, then it doesn't affect me because I expect the clubs to be doing that. But sometimes, as I said before, when Nicky Law, I think had 10 clubs chasing him from Championship a couple of weeks ago. Just like players, I think sometimes coaches and managers can have good agents as well.
Do you think because you're the man in the position of the job right now, that would put you at the forefront of their minds as a favourite for it?
No, not at all. Again, I'm not hung up on it, to be honest. I think the club have got big decisions to make in the coming weeks and months. You know, I'll just, you know, obviously everyone knows how much I've enjoyed this job and I'm enjoying it at this moment in time. And you know, I think whoever comes in the summer or whenever they come in, if it's myself or someone, it's a great job to have because, you know, there will be, I don't know what finances, but certainly, you know, new players coming into the club, allied with a lot of good players that are here and good young players as well. So I think it'll be an exciting time to become a Rangers manager, that's for sure.
There's some reports today saying that the SFA might be in the verge of releasing the verdict into Dave King whether or not he's fit and proper. So you won't know anything about that at the moment, but in terms of how that's released, the timing of it, would that be something that would concern you if it was, say, released right before a game or something like that? Would you want them to think carefully about how and when they do it?
No, I think there's been that many reports over the last few weeks about it's going to be announced. I mean, but that, you've got to wait for whoever's going to make the decision will make the decision. When it's announced, it'll be announced. So obviously everyone hopeful that you know, Mr. King will get the fit and proper through. But until that decision is made, then, you know, we just get on with our football.
But would you like it done, say, on the day before a game or something like that? Would that be something that would concern you?
No.
Okay.
Team news.
You don't have to ask another question.
No, in terms of the magnitude of this game, you spoke about the fact that some of the players haven't played in a full Ibrox. Is it your job then as a manager ahead of games like this to try and, I don't know, almost temper expectation or, you know, shield them from that?
I think what sort of the key from myself and the staff will be, as much as obviously Queen at South will wind it up, the first goal is all important. It's not a case that if we were to lose the first goal, the tie's over. Bearing in mind we got pegged back down there, and again, without being reiterating and going over old ground, I look at the squad of players we've got and I look at the qualities they've got, and I think if we defend soundly like we have done in a lot of games, we cut out the individuals, then I'm always confident with the ability of the players and the way we try to play that we will create opportunities over a 90-minute period, whether we lose a first goal or not. So the message will be to go out and play like you have done at home, really. Again, I was probably the first 20 minutes and then certainly the last 20 minutes against Falkirk were terrific. Obviously in between we lost a couple of goals and once are good. But we've had some really strong performances, especially at home. And again, we've got players in that team who can open teams up.
Just wonder though if there's an argument to say they might have to almost try and blank out the occasion because of the expectations surrounding it, if that can almost overtake the game.
I think every individual's different, you know, and I can't get in the mind of every individual as much as we treat different people differently. I can only speak from a personal level. Going out there with the fans right up from the first minute behind you, is fantastic. And as I say, they're probably the best one this year we had was Hearts, and you know we put in probably our best first 45 minutes until we went out 10 men. So if we can put in a similar performance, then we'll all be happy.
You were unhappy with Queen's goal, some of the tactics you used last week. Can you prepare for that, or is it just hoping that the referee picks up in that game this time?
No, listen, it happens in football. You just got to get on with it. I think it's I think Kevin Clancy is the referee on Sunday, who I thought 2 years ago I thought he was probably the best up and coming referee. But listen, we all make mistakes. You've got to get on with it. But I think it was well obvious. Obviously, it wasn't just a block. It was as I say, a rugby tackle. But listen, we get on with it.
Okay. A player like Dean Shields last week has showed, even if you've not had the best of seasons, the nature of these sort of games are still an opportunity to make a hero of yourself. Is that you're applying that to other players in your squad?
Yeah, I think that was from day one when we came in. As much as the season, at the time when we first come in, everything was doom and gloom, and there was depression, there was a lack of confidence, lack of morale, lack of belief. No, certainly no lack of belief now in the players, which is good for us. And any one of them, 18, 20 people, could be a hero, or could get the winning goal or save the penalty kick. Who knows where we go. Our first and foremost priority is getting through Sunday's tie and hopefully look ahead to a 2-leg against Hibs. But until that's done, we won't look any further.